Hello and welcome to the next Lukozer retro game review video, and nothing surprising here. This is the last of the Magic Knight series, the sequel to Knight Tyme. So this is Stormbringer, the fourth game. Although rather weirdly, even though this is the fourth game, this was actually released before the Commodore 64 version of Knight Tyme, which might explain why so few people who had Commodore 64s bought Knight Tyme. Indeed, if you're like me, you never even saw Knight Tyme Commodore 64 version for sale. I never saw it in any shops anywhere around here. So, yeah. Now, I can only assume that Commodore 64 Knight Tyme and Stormbringer were being worked on at exactly the same time. Quite why they didn't do the Commodore 64 version of Knight Tyme alongside the Spectrum version, I do not know. But anyway, this was released by Mastertronic, again on the M.A.D label. Again, it says 1987 there. In fact, it came out in 1988. So yeah, in my Knight Tyme review, I thought that game came out in 87. No, that came out in 88 as well. It was about 3 months after this. This came out around July 88. And then, yeah, Commodore 64 Knight Tyme finally showed up about 3 months later. Anyway, let's get the game underway. So the idea of this one is that you have been returned to the right time and the right place after the end of Knight Tyme. But, as always, something has gone wrong. There's now two Magic Knights. A clone of you was created during the final teleportation. And yeah, so there's you here, still walking as slowly as he was in Knight Tyme, unfortunately. And yeah, there's an evil copy of you who calls himself the Off-White Knight, but the locals in the game call him the Stormbringer. And the reason they call him that is because that cloud you can see above me that's following me around, that has been summoned by Off-White Knight. If I stop and it hits me, and each of those hits keeps taking away energy, and there you go, it eventually kills you. So, if we take a look around again, the reason I'm doing this sort of taking a look around on that is because of all the games, this is the one I've made the least progress on. I'm hopeless at this one. I'm sure at some point we will need that. Like, it's a broken sword, I think. Oh, it's one of them. Pick it up. Okay, pick up this. Pick up that. And we carry on going through the spooky forest. And then we get here, where it says, beware Beowulf. I think David Jones needed to be told that Beowulf was actually the hero. The monster was Grendel. There you go. Anyway, you get too close to him, and there you go. You stood far too close to Beowulf, and it lashed out at you with its enormous green arm and kills you. Well, I already did 4% of the game just by walking through there. So yeah, we're back to the sort of Spellbound like difficulty level. All you do is go to the wrong room, or in this case go too far into the wrong room, and you're dead straight away. So anyway, another game. Now, just like Night Time, you do have your personal stereo. So let's put it on. And what we have is what I think is David Whittaker's best Commodore 64 composition. And in places it reminds me a bit of the music in the Psygnosis game Menace, which isn't that surprising really, because that was another David Whittaker's piece. Anyway, this item I'm standing over is a disguise, which we need, so we'll take that. Actually, whoops. We'll drop the advert. The advert's not much use in this one. So we'll drop that. Now, I'll pick up the chicken in a moment. There's the storm, which has just hit me. Now this guy here, who you can barely see, the green one that I'm facing, that is Robin of Shylock. Aramis Lepew we don't need to interact with at the moment. He has 4 objects. The thing I need off him is the newspaper, but if we do the command, he wants to keep it. So, right, we'll pick up the chicken. And we'll go on a couple of rooms because I need to pick up this bottle here. Right, I've got that. Let's just examine. I cannot find the mirror. I'm sure it's here. Well, yeah, I'm sure it's in the game. I didn't mean to examine the object. I meant to examine myself. So my strength is currently at 46. But anyway, that bottle that I picked up, yeah, I certainly need that. So anyway, here we are back with Robin of Shylock, but if we take a look at what I'm carrying, you will see I've now got a golden egg. The chicken that I picked up has just laid that. And if I now take the newspaper from old Robin of Shylock, he takes the golden egg in exchange for the newspaper. Right, so we have that. Now, if we read it, a vacancy now exists for a White Witch at Castle Storm due to the sudden resignation of Gretel the Seer. Now this constantly changes the vacancy that's available. It can be a White Witch, it can be a guard, it can be... My fag's gone out. It can be a fag relighter. There's 5 different things it can be. But in this case, right, White Witch. Okay. So we'll carry on through the spooky forest. There are actually more characters around here than you might think. Actually, I'll wait till we're done around here. Go past the well. And here we are at the castle. This is the castle that is in the advert. As you can see, we can't go in. That guard there, he's not really that important. So you remember that there's a vacancy for a White Witch. So if we put on the disguise, and we disguise ourselves as a White Witch. There we go, done. Now unfortunately, it doesn't change your appearance. So you have to remember that you've got the disguise on and what you are disguised as. But now we can go into the castle. Now this thing, rather like the ball in Spellbound, takes away energy if it touches you. it did that to me a few times, so I'm going to have to use the drink. That's we now examine myself. There you go, strength is back at 99, so now we're all okay. I've also now dropped the empty bottle, I don't need that. Notice also that the chicken has now laid a silver egg. Oh, bollocks. Now, it's quite tricky actually getting past here without these things hitting you. There's another energy bottle, so we'll grab that. That chicken has now also laid a copper egg, so I'm now full. Well, I can't carry anything else. There's also a lever here. If you pull the lever sprung back into position. Nothing seems to have happened. But that does not make much sense, does it? And then we get to this room, where there are 4 of these fucking things to try and avoid. And they all move at a constant speed, which, including, yeah, if you jump, they speed up with you. So, yeah, not too good. And then I just realised that I'd forgotten something. So you get to this, the first jump chute. Now I assume that if you jump, you know, high enough or powerful enough, you can get up to, you know, another level or whatever. But at the moment, oh, fucking hell, I can't do that. What's my 50? I'm doing better than I thought. Let's just try and get through as much of this as I can. What am I on now? 37. Right. I think we might be okay now. Rather lucky to get away with that one. And then fuck that up. Yeah, this one is certainly the most difficult of all of them. Right, let's try this again. Well, we'll put the personal stereo on, because at least then I get a space free in my inventory, and we'll drop the advert. Alright, no more fannying around, let's just pick up the chicken. Now, I have to wait for the chicken to lay the golden egg before I can take the newspaper. I also forgot to pick up the disguise, so we'll pick that up. Now, old Robin of Shylock looks like he's slowly buggering off. But chicken still has not laid the egg yet. But now it has. So what I will do is... he's buggered off. What I'll do, I'll drop the chicken here so it doesn't just keep filling up my inventory with stuff that I currently don't need. Alright, so we'll take from Robin of Shylock the newspaper, and he'll take the egg in exchange. That's fine. Right, so I've got the newspaper. What I got hit by the lightning. What I forgot to do was get the bottle, so yeah, pick that up. Now what's that done as far as my 41? Well, okay, still. Fucking hell. Right, so we've got to go all the way through the forest. I think one of these, if I examine character, nobody in this room, but one of these trees behind us is an ent from Lord of the Rings. So, okay, right. Can't go into the castle yet, so let's read the paper. See, new court wizard is required. Okay, so let's wear the disguise. Wizard, there we go. Right, let's also just check my 17. That's very low. Right, we'll there we go. Right, so health is back up to maximum. We'll drop the empty bottle and head into the castle. Right, now this time, fuck it, we won't go all the way across. Drop down here and we'll pick up, first of all, the teleport pad here, and then the teleport key. Now, I can't jump out of here, so the only thing I can do is teleport, but I've got the key and the pad both on me. So if we do it, it says here, it was not safe to teleport, so you have wound up in limbo. So here we are, in limbo. But here is power boots. Now what I'm thinking is, I've not had the chance to try this out. We now wear the power boots. Yeah, okay. Now, does that mean I will then be able to get through that section at the end of the castle? So, one way to find out. I've still got the disguise on, so we're still okay. Oh, fucking hell. What's that done to my 61? Right, okay. Yeah, you fuck up that jump, you've got to go through limbo again. Anyway, there's another bottle around, so of course, yeah, I can pick this up, which I'll certainly do. There's no point trying to leave her yet. Oh, that wasn't good. Neither was that. Fuck's sake. Right, I think we're going to have to use the 20. Yeah, because they're now about to get me again. So, alright. Well, let's just try and get through here as quick as we can. Fucking hell. I've probably lost a shitload of energy. There we go. So we're going up and down through all of these areas. I don't know why that one's flashing. Ah. Let's try pulling the lever. Again, the lever didn't do anything. Let's see if I... Yeah, okay, so I'll jump over that flashing part. And somebody switched... Oh, you fuck! Yeah. Well, 21% with that lot. Yeah, okay, right, well... We'll start another game and we'll get the review underway. Graphics, they are identical to the graphics from Knight Tyme in every way. Okay, the settings and backgrounds have changed, but the style is exactly the same. Magic Knight is exactly the same sprite. Again, it's the only hardware sprite in the entire game. So yeah, graphically it's it's night time again, and that's one of the reasons why I'm pretty sure this was developed at exactly the same time as as night time was. They're so similar. I just can't believe it's anything else. Music and audio. Well, the sound effects are again identical to the ones in night time. Again, I think that's because they were being worked on at exactly the same time. The music, I think, is better than the music in night time. I think this is the best David Whittaker piece for Commodore 64. Then again, I mean, I'm not hugely familiar with David Whittaker's music. I've probably heard fuck knows how many different David Whittaker pieces, and just don't know that they're by him. Okay, chicken hasn't laid the egg yet, so so yeah, there's not really much to say about the audio. Great music, identical sound effects to its predecessor. Gameplay, again, it's identical to its predecessor. I think this sold better than Nighttime did on the Commodore 64, but purely because this came along first. Like I said at the start, even though this is the fourth game in the series, it was released before the third game came along for Commodore 64. I mean, the Spectrum version obviously had come along some time, or before this one, or some time ago. Where the fucking hell was old Robin gone? Oh, there he is. Right. So take newspaper from him. Hands are full because the fucking chicken keeps laying eggs. Drop. Drop that. Drop the chicken. Now we'll take the newspaper. Okay, so he's taking an egg in exchange for the newspaper. And I'm supposed to read it, not examine it. Right, read, newspaper. Caught wizard again. Right. And so the gameplay is exactly the same as nighttime, but they've put the difficulty from Spellbound back. It's almost as if they thought, right, nighttime wasn't difficult enough, it was just very convoluted, having to get the spaceship you're on to travel to the right planet or the right star base, and then there was too much of that sort of travelling going on. So here, okay, they haven't done that, but bringing back the whole, you walk into the wrong sort of room, suddenly you're fucking dead. Yeah, that's annoying. So, this isn't my favourite of the series. Not by a long chalk. Was it? It was the wizard, wasn't it? I now need to get the. I picked up the key. I'm going to pick up the pad. And now we'll teleport to Limbo. except of course I can't, I've got to drop something. Okay, we'll drop the silver egg. Boots, then we'll wear them. Fuck it, we might as well pick up the silver egg again. You never know when you need that. Right, so we'll bugger up out of limbo, back into the spooky forest. Now we'll drop the egg. It's just easier to get to if yeah, it's easier to get, you know, the egg again if I drop it there. Right, what I'll also do here now is drop the teleport pad. I don't know if this is a great place to put it for me to teleport back again. Oh, fuck it. What's my 16? Oh, I've definitely got to have a drink. Right. Right, so I'll pick that up. Also, we'll see if pulling the lever actually has an effect. Maybe it's I have to be in a different room. Well, compared to some of the rooms, some of the attempts rather, I didn't do too badly there. Right, so let's see how far it keeps sending me. Right, what floor am I on? I didn't see. This is moving him along by himself. Oh, come on. Yeah, right. Now what is this? It's only going to let me examine whatever I've got, so can't see what that is. Oh, it's another one of those fucking things. Right, well, let's pull the lever. Well, this is surely going to kill me again. Right, let's jump over him and then... Oh. God. Oh. Okay, who's that? Rachel of Amazonia. Good at maths. That doesn't tell me very much. Oh, Christ, I haven't got a clue what any of those spells are. That did. You feel the usual magic energy drain of spell casting, but you wonder what's actually happened. Nothing seems to have changed. Yeah, okay. Fucking hell, 2 more of those things. Let's see. What am I? 73. More guards. Here we are on another, one-way corridor. Right, let's see if I can pull this lever. Nothing similar there. So again, it didn't seem to do anything. See again, I'm not moving it, he's moving on his own. Okay, I guess I'll fall down another room. And here we are back here again. Well, anyway, that's as far as I've got. In fact, that's the furthest I have ever got in this game. I just can't make the progress here. So I guess, yeah, just like I said with Knight Tyme, if you're a fan of Spellbound and if you're a fan of Knight Tyme and you're not getting bored with this genre, then you'll probably like this. I think it's one game too many, really, especially when you consider that, you know, Spellbound, Knight Tyme and now Stormbringer, they all play absolutely identically. There's not enough variety. So I don't think it's a shit game, not at all, but they need more variety. And I think this is another one where the logic to solve the puzzles, to actually make any progress, is too fucking... yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. So again, it's gone back to more like Spellbound. So this could have been the best one. The setting and the fact that they had all these, you know, they had the previous ones to draw on, so they knew how to make the fourth and final one the best, and they didn't. So I will score it 6.5 out of 10. It's still worth checking out. Like I say, I mean, if you're a fan of the certainly the two predecessors, then you know you're quite likely to like this one. But if, like me, you think it's one game too many and you're a bit tired of the, you know, the puzzles in order to progress not really making a great deal of sense, you could be liable to just get a bit fed up with the whole thing, which I am. So there you go, that is Stormbringer, 6.5 out of 10. Music's the best thing about it, but unlike most games where I say that about them, the game's still worth checking out. You know, it's not a complete shit pile at all. Right, well that brings this review and the Magic Knight series mercifully to an end, and we will see you at the next one.